All right, y'all, welcome to your AI transaction manager in that agent AF. So, why is it that agent AF? I'm about to show you how you're about to look like you are that agent, not just an agent, a realtor. You are that agent who's always focused. And they're going to feel that when they're doing business with you with this transaction manager. So, here we go. A few things to note. So first of all, when you get in here, you're going to go into your vendor section and you're going to put in all your preferred vendors, right? And it's very simple. You click add vendor, go through the drop down, whatever the vendor is, and then you'll put them in there. Put in their company, business name, contact info, blah, blah, blah. And then if you want to include this person or this vendor in your welcome emails, then click save. Boom, you're done. Cool. Now, I'll show you why that's important, but also, so it has all of your transactions where you can see everything here, or you can see them by whatever stage they are in, right? So if I only want to look at things that are under contract, I click under contract. If I want to look at what I close, I can click at what I closed, right? So everything's sorted. Now, what's super cool is I know as realtors, like, we're not going to always want to just jump in here and go through and clicky and blah, blah, blah. You don't even have to be techie to use any of this stuff. This is so great. So you got a whole microphone that you're able to just click, right? And go for 4221 Triton Road. Let's change the closing date to June 3rd, 2026. And it's going to apply the update. You're going to see this go from real time to 6:30, right? So it's going to make changes and do what you need to do right here from this little voice commander. So you got that awesome tool right there. But let me show you guys how easy it is to even get a transaction freaking started. So we're going to click new transaction. We're going to choose, are we on the buy side or are we on the sell side? I'm going to click here. I've got a little contract that I made yesterday to throw in. And then now it's going to read the contract. Okay, so it's uploaded. It read the contract. Here's some powerful things. First of all, it pulled in the 12 key dates. Who are the contacts? Who are the players? When it's set to close? What's the purchase price? And I'm going to show you guys that all of this matches the actual contract. But do you see here where it's got my additional terms? So it's not missing anything, right? Now, here's where it gets even crazier. It's letting me know that it's missing a lot of stuff. And that's what I wanted you guys to be able to see today. So I purposely didn't use an executed contract so that we can see that it's going to catch if we're missing initials, right? So bam. And then you'll see some things like, if the second seller is missing. And that's okay in this scenario because there isn't a second seller, but it's going to give you that like, hey, just so you know, and it's going to call you out on stuff that's missing. Okay. So under contract, you can put your commission and all that stuff in here, but we're actually going to save that for the next step. So from here, we're going to go ahead and take the risk and click create transaction. So now our transaction is created, we're under contract, and now we have our task list of what we need to do. We need to send the welcome email. We need to get title ordered. We need to confirm EMD that's been sent, and then schedule our inspection and set up our key dates calendar now that we're under contract. So all this is super easy, but what I want you guys to stop and do is put your money in. So go ahead and stop and put in what you're getting on this commission, what's your broker split, if you got a team split, and if you pay any fees. Okay? So we're going to put all that information in, and that's going to let you know, all right, cool, you're making $4,000 on this one. Bam. You saw that? That's your net. Operating from the gross commission sounds cool and all, but until you see your real number, this is what matters. So now you got your key dates. It's got everything you need every step of the way through so that you are on top of it. Okay? Now, with this contract, we actually passed the offer acceptance date. So that's struck through. But all you have to do is click add to calendar, and then it's going to download everything to your calendar. So all of these dates will automatically be on your calendar with the property address and all of that. Now, you'll know how many days away things are for you, um, per your contract. So very simple, easy peasy. And then what's even better, let's get through the key dates. Um, your contacts are in here as well. So your title company, and then if you don't have any of this information already on your contract, it's not going to pull it. Um, but you can go ahead and just click the edit button and say this is the listing agent. Put it in there, put in their email address, and then bam. And something I want to just point out too that you guys may see as you're watching this with me, you see how here it doesn't have the it's an invalid date for the loan application. It's because it's after the effective date, and you don't have an effective date because this contract isn't executed technically. So you see how smart this thing is? Um, okay, so right now it only has the one document. It has your contract, but if you want to go ahead and just separate all your other documents and you need for your transaction, and you can go through and choose, like, let's say you use different documents, you just click this little filter button and then it'll filter out and you can go ahead and choose like what your required docs are for your state, your brokerage, right? And then you upload all of this stuff here, inspection report, whatever, and it just keeps everything in one good happy place for you. And then you can also have it AI review all of your documents, so you can make sure that you are not jacking this deal up. Your preferred vendors, they'll populate in here as well. And then you can choose if you want to send the welcome email, but this is going to automatically send the welcome email out for you as long as you have your correct contacts in here. So the contacts you need to have in here, you need to make sure the lender is in here. And you also need to make sure that the title company's information is in there. As long as you have those pieces in there, it's going to automatically go ahead and send the welcome email, including all the dates and things to look out for. It's going to send your buyer the email, hey, we're under contract. Woohoo, we did it, here are the dates you need to look out for. Here are my recommended people for inspections. Here's who I recommend you use for insurance, and all of that, right? So you're super duper clear um, on the whole transaction, because honestly, the way this thing has you covered, it's insane. Okay. So let me tell you about some of the emails that go out for you. And this has you covered from that TC standpoint. So, like I said, you get the one that's, whoa, we're under contract. But then the one that goes out for your buyer for the inspection, right? So once you move this to the inspection status, it's going to let them know, hey, we got your inspection underway. And let them know, hey, don't freak out if the report's a little big. Just all the perfect communication that as agents we're kind of lacking and slacking on, right? Then once you move this into the appraisal stage, it covers you on that appraisal piece, and gives you the task of what to do. So you're never going to be lost in terms of what do you need to make sure you have done. And you'll know how far along you are in each one of these stages, right? And then you'll move over to the close, and that's what gets you to 100%, right? So each one of these has what you're supposed to do under each one of these stages, right? But it'll also send out the reminder for your clients to get the utilities turned on, or if you're on the listing side, have those things turned off. It sends out that wire fraud warning, which is so critical. I hope you guys understand how important this is. We just had a client who was doing a cash transaction. And in this cash transaction, his email was intercepted by a hacker that hacked into the title company. And they sent him different wire instructions the day of closing. And he wired $350,000 cash money to the title company. They caught it in such an immediate time that they were able to pull that money back, which is very rare and does not happen often. So don't expect it. But uh, you, as the agent, will be called into question. It's happened to our team lead. You, as the agent, will be called into question by the feds So you want to make sure that you're taking every step and precaution to warn your people, that, hey, wire fraud is a real thing. So the wire fraud warning goes out to your buyer, 3 days prior to closing. They also get the homeowner insurance confirmation goes out to you. The clear to close check goes out to the lender. The title commitment check goes out to the title company. Like, you're doing all of these things. It's checking to send out the email to make sure, hey, the appraisal's ordered or not. What's up? Like, everything that you need throughout the transaction is being handled to a T. But now let me show you from a listing perspective. So on the listing side, it's got scheduled photography. If you're going to do a pre-home inspection, if you're not going to do a pre-home inspection, just check it off anyway. Um, Coordinate your staging and virtual staging. Upload your photos to AI. Generate your MLS description, which I recommend doing. You can simply just upload, Jesus, upload your photos from your listing and then have AI write your description based on the photos that it has, right? So and then you can go ahead and prep and submit your MLS listing. Order your signposts, get that installed, um, order your marketing materials, get that stuff ready, and prep your ad campaign. Obviously, in here, you can use the design studio to get your flyers and stuff created and ready to go. But then, same thing in here, you're going to put in the commission. Obviously, you're going to get your one side of the commission, whatever that is for you, whatever you negotiated. Whoever the powers that be that look for price fixing, this ain't it. It's not happening here. It's just whatever you put in, whatever's common for you. And then same thing, you'll put in your brokerage split, you'll put in your team split if you have one, and whatever your brokerage charges you, per transaction. So if you don't pay anything per transaction, it gets just taken out of that 20%. That's cool. I know some of you guys are, with 100% brokerages, so you do pay, a particular transaction fee, so you just drop that in there. Key dates are in here as well, and this changes once you're actually under contract, right? So you'll upload that contract, and then you'll have those key dates from that point. Now, you got your seller net sheet that you can sit here and create as well. Put in their payoff, how much they're paying in commission, all the things, and then save that to the transaction, export it as a PDF, whatever you need to do. But you can go ahead and calculate. Let's say I know my seller owes 120,000 on this house. Is that enough zeros? I think it's enough zeros. So it calculates everything. For you already. And then you got the same opportunities with the AI document overview. You switch over here to the seller side. You've got your listing agreement. Check that off the list. Bam. Right. And then just some of the things that you definitely need on both sides, like your executed contract, all your addendum and amendments, all that stuff. So you're super covered. This is your AITC. It's got you covered through and through. So yeah, that's your transaction manager, your AITC, all in one place with that agent AF.